It's my life. Lazy. It's my life. I got dirty. It's my life. I want shopping. It's my life.
Yeah. There, what's up, y'all? Hopefully, y'all can hear us.
Yeah.
If you guys can't hear us, please let us know quickly. That way, we can get that rectified. Thank you for tuning in to another week of the Ham Show.
Yeah.
Wednesday night at 8 p.m. until we get off.
Yes.
See that you guys are coming in quickly tonight. What's up, Chris?
Yes.
Isis in the building. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Yes.
As you're coming in, go ahead and send us a like for the algorithm so the algorithm can do its algorithm thing. This algorithmic thing.
Algorithmic, like you do, not like the Eurythmics, but Eurythmic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I likes it. I deals with it. Hi, Chris Hambone back in the house. Hey, Miss Isis, how y'all's doing?
If anybody wants to get on tonight and get the camera ready or just audio only, go ahead and click the link, set it up, and go ahead and chime on in.
Let us know when you're ready.
Yeah, but tonight we're going to be talking about it might be controversial, it might not. Hopefully you're not too sensitive. I'll try not to ring you guys out as much as I can. But I'm definitely going to be talking some stuff. Hopefully I won't hurt nobody's feelings, and afterwards you'll still be my friend. If not,
okay, all right, go ahead.
But if not, I love y'all. Peace and blessings. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. Adam said, "Bourbon ready, let's go." Chris says, "Sonya Massey, I don't know that name. It's all over the news." Chris, do me a favor while you because we're not gonna get into it. We're not gonna get into it right away because we like to recap last week's show before we go forward with this week's show. Yeah. So while we're doing that, go ahead and just pull up Sonya Massey, and then you'll understand what's going on. That is our guy, yes, okay. Adam La Rosa.
Thank you for sending
we appreciate those videos, Adam.
Sending us those videos and articles that you sent. I did a extensive reading and studying of the stuff, plus a much more that you sent, and we're going to talk about some of that stuff tonight.
Definitely eye-opening.
And then hopefully, like I said, I won't offend anybody. And
but if so,
hey, watch
peace and blessings.
Watch him.
Cheers. How was your day today, baby?
It was okay. I don't know. I probably needed a little rest. I don't know. It was all right. The
hot as hell as usual.
It wasn't that bad. The heat wasn't bad. I probably needed a couple more hours of sleep. Tomorrow I got to go in early. So.
This is gonna be my last night of joy and staying up late. I'm gonna try to enjoy it to the best of my ability. And
looks like Juicy is in the mix.
Hey, Juice baby. Is in the mix, Mr. Ozuna.
Steph, you offended already?
You should be.
Well, go ahead and state your claim, man.
State your claim.
Hopefully y'all hear it. Do y'all hear us good out there? If you hear us good, why don't y'all put a 1?
Well, if he said he's offended already, I'm quite sure that they hearing us all right.
Both of us at the same time.
They don't care about me. They don't care about me, babe. They just want to hear you rant.
They want to hear me rant.
Yeah, they just want to
hear me go off.
They want to hear you lose your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Tonight's going to be a good show. I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the Hams.
I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I, too, am one of the Hams. And you are watching The Ham Show. Welcome, y'all. Tuning in with us live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You dig the Hams is growing and exploding.
We need to add Twitch. What y'all think about Twitch?
I heard don't add Twitch.
Why?
Somebody was like, a couple people told me it wasn't worth the time.
That's hating. We're going to add Twitch.
Well, I mean, a couple people told me the truth. One person was like, I made a lot of money off of it, but then it was just it got kind of weird. And then they took more money than I made. Like, the more money I made, the more they took. And I was like, oh. I said, all right.
We're going to figure it out. We're going to add it. See how
no worries, Chris. No worries, Chris. We got you.
Never heard of what?
What you never heard of, Adam?
He said, I'm a ham bone.
Yeah, Chris started the ham bone.
Yeah.
Chris started. Chris is the original OG ham
He
bone.
said, okay, I heard about something like this, but it didn't place.
Oh, where he might be talking about he never heard of Twitch.
Twitch or maybe Sonya. Sonya Massey. You talking about Sonya Massey?
No, he's talking about Twitch. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Twitch.
Yeah. Twitch is like a I thought it was like a gaming platform before, like you can like.
Well, it just ended up being a gaming platform. I don't think it was.
They said it kind of went left field because people
was,
started doing all kind of shit.
Yeah, I don't think it was specifically made for that purpose. It was just a competitor of the rest of these platforms like Patreon and the rest of these guys.
Okay. The usual.
I just want to make sure we're broadcasting on every platform. That way people can get a taste and we can.
Good evening, Miss Charlotte Moore in the building.
Charlotte Moore in the building.
Thank you for tuning in.
If you got, let me see who gave us some likes. So
I was just about to say, you finna go ahead and get into it.
Eric in the building. Thank you, Eric, for the like. Stefan Ozuna. Adam LaRosa. Thank y'all for the likes or the hugs or whatever it is. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you ready to chime? You ready to get back on?
Let's get on into it. What you talking about?
All right, so the first subject we got tonight is the fabulous Kamala Harris. So
I'm gonna mind my P's and Q's.
No, I'm gonna be brief on. I'm not gonna be long unless y'all want to really drag it out, but I'm not gonna be long. I'm just gonna wrap this up, and this is probably gonna be the last time, unless you do something stupid later on in the year.
Oh, this won't be the last time.
Yeah, we'll see.
What's up, Doug in the building? We miss you too, bro.
Doug, what's up, man? We miss you. So basically, through and once again, I want to thank Adam LaRosa for sending that stuff to our inbox, so we can get an in-depth picture of what Kamala Harris is about. And he said, "No, just started."
Yeah, for real.
So basically, from my reading and trying to understand Kamala Harris and where I think she might be going with this presidency, I still feel the same as last week. Last week, I stated briefly that I don't know what she's about. I don't know what she's doing.
What type of policy she's trying to enforce.
What type of policy or what rules and morals she stands on. I've done research all the way down to who her mother and father is, all the way down to her husband and her stepchildren. She doesn't have any children of herself.
And she's how old?
She'll be 60 if she becomes president. So by the time she be
when's her birthday?
Oh Lord, don't give me the line. Let me pull that up. I should have it right here. October 20, 1964, 59 years of age. Oakland, California. Her spouse name is Douglas Emhoff. I hope I'm saying that right. They've been married since 2014. Her parents is Douglas J. Harris, which is her father. I believe he's a professor at Stanford. And he is from Jamaica, so he's probably West Indian. And then Shamala Gwopilin Harris is her mother, and she is from East India, which is the dot Indians, not the feather. They usually wear the dot on their head. And she's the Democratic Party. She used to be the senator of California from 2017 to 2021. And then she moved on. She was a prosecutor. She went to district attorney, and then she went to attorney general. Then she went to senator, and then now she's the VP of. She's the attorney general of California from 2011 to 2017, and she was the district attorney from 2004 in San Francisco to 2011. So that's pretty much her official career that's been posted on, what is that? I can't remember where I got that information from. That is from whitehouse.gov. So that's directly from the horse's mouth.
That part.
So
Chris stupid.
on what he said.
Chris said since last week she came out and said she wants to take away AR-15 rifles. That's the only new thing I've heard about Kamala 2024.
Yeah,
he said, "Oh, and she thinks the white man Trump chose is weird."
True. Yeah, she does that. Those are both true statements. She said she wants to continue Democratic policy by taking away what she considers fully automatic handguns, but really she's saying semi-automatic because there's not too many people that's out there
that has
have fully automatic handguns.
Right. Like, who was you talking to specifically?
But
y'all think Douglas is a Democrat? I'm not. I'm like, here y'all go with this shenanigans.
So as I did my research, I was trying to understand the psychology of Kamala Harris, so I can know, you know, am I giving her the short end of the stick? Am I not giving her just due? Am I not understanding what she stands for?
Right.
Well, I couldn't find nothing that she stands for. I also found in some of my reading that Adam gave me that there was a psychologist that stated that she usually doesn't stand for anything, and that she usually won't make a choice on any subject,
or that she's not capable.
She's not capable
of making a decision.
Choice. She doesn't want to make the hard choice.
Right.
Like, just like, so for instance, I don't know. I don't have the proof right now to tell you if the United States government assigned her to be the border czar. Is that what's people saying? But I know that she was supposed to be looking into policies into the border, and she didn't do a good job of that. 20 million, just under 20 million immigrants have come to the border. Now let's get something straight about the immigrant thing.
I love what Chris said. He said, well, she was only black until Biden won the election. Then she was Indian. Now she black again.
She's only,
of course, that's only until after she wins.
Yeah, she wants the black vote.
Exactly.
So we'll get, and I'm going to get into that. Just give me a second. Let me drink my cognac.
Slurp it up. I like when he drinks. Tell you why at another show.
Okay, so sorry, Chris got me off guard. Got me off guard on that. So
that's my fault. I couldn't help it. It was funny.
She was supposed to be the border czar, according to the news. I don't know if the White House has officially said that that's what she is, but basically she was. But what they did say is that she was supposed to be in charge of looking over the policies and making sure that they maintain the proper policies when they're dealing with the borders. I'm glad you're going into this, because I was just discussing this with somebody the other day, and they were like, well, no, she's not responsible for that. And I said, that is her job. Right. Her job. Usually the second in command
handles.
Okay. So a lot of people don't really know. Hey, how you doing, Leah?
Hey, Leah.
A lot of people don't know what the vice presidents really do unless the news says, oh, Vice President such and such
supposed to do this, right?
Doing that. But we do know that she was supposed to be in charge of the policies. Oh, there goes Dina Sims right there. Oh, I can see we're gonna have some opposition tonight.
Yeah.
And Miss Sims, don't get me wrong. I don't care who is president, because I'm gonna do what I do regardless. What I'm trying to understand is everybody loves this woman, but they haven't told me exactly what she.
Nobody can say why they love her, and the only thing they can give us is that, oh, because she's the first black that is not a good reason. It's just not. What you saying, Dina? Dina says there's no such position. That border czar name came from right-wing news. She was tasked with founding root causes of immigration, mainly the Northern Triangle countries.
But she was also tasked to make sure that they came in through the southern border, and that did not happen. So
they came in all right.
What you just said, I just agreed with you. I already said what you just said. I didn't say that she was the border czar. I just said that the news had said it, has stated that.
Right.
And she was tasked for finding the root causes of immigration, yes, but she was in charge of where they were supposed to come in at, and that didn't happen. Hence,
unable to make a decision.
On top of that, so later in her career, well, earlier in her career, she took the only stance that she took a stance on was like pedophilia, child trafficking, domestic violence, family services type things. Because though she was a prosecutor and a district attorney, she was mainly over the family and health services.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where she did the bulk of her work.
Adam says Dina is mistaken. That rhetoric about right-wing label didn't come out till she announced her presidential candidacy.
That's somewhat true too. The pretty much I mean there's videos out there where Kamala despises Biden before she even got with Biden. So
Yeah.
I mean, but I think that's kind of like politics. Like every politician,
Yeah.
you 1 minute you talking mess about one politician,
And then the next minute you playing
ganged
golf
up
with him. Right.
and now y'all trying to run a campaign
Right.
together.
Chris Stupid. He says Treasure Kamala is not black. I'm more black than Kamala. When in her life has ever been in the hood. When she has ever been in the hood in her life, and can she even play bones?
And I honestly I think that's where the issue that I'm having with it is that the Democratic Party, I don't have a problem with Kamala. I got a problem with the Democratic Party. And from a person that used to vote Democrat, I'm going to tell you why.
And I did too. I was one of those.
And the problem I'm having with it is that every time they want the black vote, they shuck and jive, and then they don't do anything about it when it comes time to do policy. So they shuck and jive and get our vote. Like for instance, this event that they had the other day in Atlanta, what do? They don't call in prestigious people that's from the black community or what you would call the community of color. Like, I don't care what you call it, community of color, black community. They don't call those people. They call fucking Megan Thee Stallion, fucking somebody's rapper, somebody's actor. They got and you know, I don't have a problem with Megan, but what is she talking? Why is she there?
What is the representation?
Like she gonna teach everybody how to twerk?
Twerking is the representation.
She gonna body out everybody?
That's what we want to present ourselves as.
That's how they see it. Is this how Democrats see us? It seems okay.
It's real questionable behavior, man. It's really questionable.
Oh my God, it's getting. And I didn't notice it until I got older. So look, you got Bill Clinton, right? Bill Clinton was running for presidency. And in order for him to lock in the black vote, what's he do? They put on some R&B, and then he plays the saxophone for us, just so we can go, oh, he's cool. I guess we could vote for him. Oh, he smokes. He smokes, but he didn't inhale.
I mean, but look at the same thing they did with Trump.
Right.
And not to even go into that.
I'm talking about any president
but
when it comes to
when this whole situation with them trying to kill him or whatever, right?
Right.
The first thing they did was start putting da 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 da
right.
to all his memes,
right.
trying to blow him up like, oh, he a hood dude now, like, cause he or they was trying to say that this is how he gonna present himself.
I'm gonna take a pause and read some of you guys' chats. It says Jordan Young says she grew up in Canada, so I don't believe her views about immigration would be a priority for her. You're correct, bro. I don't think anything's a priority for her. Only thing that I think that is a priority for Kamala Harris was going over to Africa to push the alphabet boy community agenda. Which
and for those who don't know what he
means,
he's talking about the LGBTQFJHILMNO.
Yeah, all the letters. You know what I'm saying?
Dina says she think it's not so much that people love her, is that they hate Trump. So they are looking for any alternative. And I get that too.
Is that a good reason?
But that's not a good reason when you hate somebody, right? I get that you hate that person. But I had a conversation today.
I don't like fucking Trump.
No, right. I don't either.
I don't think he's a good man.
Not at all. So,
but the shit that he did.
There's things you have to look at when it comes down to it, you guys. You have to look at what's going to be the better position here. You got to look at what they're trying to push in comparison. Fuck who they are and whether you like them or not. You got to look at what is he trying to push? What policies are he trying to push? What policies is she trying to push? What do they stand for? Go back into their history. And unfortunately, her history is destroying anything black.
Then on top of this, with Kamala, what I don't quite understand, or it makes me upset, is every time Kamala does like Charlemagne the God or some type of what you would consider the culture or black awareness places, she starts saying, "Oh well, I eat country fried chicken and
Dumb shit. Dumb shit.
and collard greens, and I
Right.
sure love putting tahini on my watermelons and like what the fuck? What does that got to do?
What does that
with
got
your
to do with
policies?
anything? What are you trying to? What is the whole message
Now,
with that?
okay, so if you were so black, why you got to tell people what black things you do, or if that is even a black thing, eating collard greens? Because I know hella white folks that eat.
Chris
collard
make
greens.
a relevant point. He said that the Dems wouldn't even talk to Ice Cube. Remember that? Trump
Right.
did. Trump heard Ice Cube. And the
Right.
thing about Cube, he's the same mofo now that he was 30 years ago. No change. Same message.
That's real.
That's real talk. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then Chris said he played balls. Let's see. Isis says, oh wait, I'm trying not to skip too many messages.
Y'all coming in quick.
Yeah. We got you. He says you guys got to play the Mini Man Trump cartoon with the lyrics change. For sure. Isis said, yeah, now this is real shit. Isis said, shaking my head. It's the battle of the lesser evils, which is such a shame. And that's really what we are.
That's pretty much what it's coming down to.
And that's what we're trying to explain to people. Nobody likes either one of them. For the most part.
So don't get me wrong, and I hopefully don't want to speak for my wife on this situation, but we're not talking to y'all so we can persuade you to vote for either party.
No.
We're just saying, look at the fuckery.
No. Listen, despite what it looks like when we be on here every week after week and we joke and we play, we really are trying to uplift people as a whole in general. We're trying to stop all the bullshit, all the fighting, all the going against each other. So we really try to have you look at life from a different perspective before you make a decision and not do it based on of emotion. And I was the first person to say, I love the fact that it's a woman running. This would be such an epic, great time to celebrate. But unfortunately, I, as a quote unquote black woman, for what I stand for, I can't stand for her, because of who I am and what I understand in life and how I support my culture, my people, and other people and their cultures as well. And just going based off of what she stands for and what she pushes and what she has pushed and all this, the agendas. Like, I mean, damn, to have 4,000 cases called back because you was on some bullshit, that's crazy to me. And what makes me mad about it is this is your time as a black woman, as a person of color, to stand up and say, nah, we not all hood and criminals and thugs and up to no good like people try to paint us. When we have that opportunity to stand and say that's not who we are, it's always somebody who fucks that up for us. And I'm against anybody who fucks that up for us. Sorry, not sorry. Call it what you want. But, you know, I have a problem with people painting me and the people that are like me a certain way when I know for a fact that's not who we are.
Right. And so my biggest beef with
Doug said, what's wrong with the watermelon? Not a damn thing.
My biggest beef with the Democratic Party is that when they go parlay or try to get votes for the different races, they don't bring in Steinfeld and the rest of them actors to come talk and say certain shit. Like they bring in prestigious people like the dude that owns Amazon and
right.
Like, why we can't see, why you gonna get the bottom of the barrel of people,
right?
Which I'm not saying nothing about nobody, but I'm saying like you're
look
an entertainer,
of it.
man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You bring on a female that's talking about
that's known for
body yada 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 yada. That's what you bring on to represent
for WAP,
right?
And to go into
that shit's crazy.
Even to go into her, she got a college education, and then the thing she chose to make money with was WAP. So okay, so let me flip it. Let me flip it though. Is this just our culture? Is that black culture?
Yo, no,
is that what we are?
No, and that's the thing.
Are we some chicken eating, watermelon seed spitting motherfuckers?
Right.
Like, is that what we? Though I like both. Well,
right.
I don't eat meat anymore, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
and watermelon is nutritious for the body.
Everything that I see, like even from Tyler Perry to the Democratic Party, all the way to Oprah. Every time there's some black stuff on TV, it's always some bullshit. It's always some degrading, bottom of the barrel bullshit. Like we just live that life. Yeah, I don't anything that I've ever seen on TV for black folks, I've never lived none of that.
Mm-mm.
I don't know nothing about that shit.
Right. I mean, shit, for a lot of people don't know, you went to a private school.
Went to a private school, had both my parents, went
Right.
to college. Like, I don't know nothing that they're preaching. I'm like, what neighborhoods are they getting these people to make movies and shit with?
Right. And if you
How
notice,
many
it's
little
all the
Waynes is
same.
out there?
If you notice, it's all the same neighborhoods, and they target these places. And we've been talking about this shit.
I'm sick of the Democratic
Adam
Party.
said, or when Hillary was keeping a bottle of hot sauce in her purse.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like who we really voting for? So Kamala Harris, she's according to the news and from what I'm looking up, she's an AKA sorority member. Been trying to look at what she has given back to the sorority. Like, has she done any donations? Went down there and campaigned for them, helped them do something in the community? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So if she can't even do nothing for them,
Mm-hmm.
who just gave her $50 million,
Mm-hmm.
what's she gonna do for me?
Well, like you
What
mentioned
exactly
earlier,
is she gonna do with me?
you know, another thing that you mentioned earlier, she doesn't have a family that she started.
She don't got her own family.
She got a family that she inherited.
She
That's
picked up
not
a
the
family.
same.
Yeah, that's not the same.
So that's that to
She
me.
don't know nothing about taking care of nobody.
Nah, she doesn't know what that means. She doesn't
Right.
know what that feels like. That's something different. So you can't really try to be a liaison and an advocate and try to put things together for families when you don't have one of your own that you didn't. And listen, being a stepmom is different than somebody coming out your coochie. It's just different.
It's a different look.
And so for those who want to debate me on that, we can do that on another show, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm here to tell you, it is not the same. I'm not trying to say you're not a mother or take something from you. But when you inherit a child, you didn't carry it for 9 months or 8.5 or 3 or whatever the fuck you had to carry it for, bond with it and create that connection and that DNA, all those special things that connect you. You don't know what that's like.
What I'm saying about the family thing is this, is that if you don't have an obligation to your own family and taking care of things, what makes you think you're going to do what I asked you to do?
That
for
part.
my family? Because I got a family and I want them well taken care of, and voting is a part of it.
Right.
So if you're going to put yourself in the mix, you shouldn't be upset about the scrutiny that you're going to receive.
Jordan said, "You lying, cuz we from the hood. Y'all from the hood that had the houses with the green grass out on the lawn and garages, and you had both parents in your house, and you know you had friends that came over on the weekend, and you rode your bike to the skate park. Y'all from that type of hood. Ain't nothing hood. Y'all are from the suburbs. Stop playing.
I'm not embarrassed about none of that.
My kids are from the suburbs too. They're especially my middle and younger one.
None of that.
They're because it's suburban.
Because my parents has worked hard
mm-hmm.
to make sure that they were classy people,
mm-hmm.
and that their children had showed them representation to the world of class.
Amen.
But the problem is okay. So Dina, I'm not with Kamala or Trump at all. Tell me what Kamala has done for us. What has she done other than be a woman and have color in her skin? What has she done for us? In the 4 years,
Chris says, when is she even taking care of herself? Word on the street is she fucked her way to the top, starting with Jerry Brown and the ones that came. Yeah,
I'm not concerned about who she's laying in the bed
that's because if she was a dude, that shit wouldn't matter.
Because what I'm concerned with is these policies that she's trying to push. That's what I'm concerned with.
Yeah. Vice presidents don't do much, really.
Right, but she's trying to be president.
We're not talking. Yeah, we're no longer talking about vice president.
She's trying to be a president.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about this is the woman that's going to sit in front of Putin, Kim Jong-un, and all the rest of these world leaders. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kim. You know, I'm saying, no smoke.
Don't have them send them.
No smoke, my nigga. We cool, bro. But like, what is this the person that you're honestly going to sit in front of these people who say things like?
If that's the case, if all she's been is a vice president, okay, so then now I have to go into her backfield.
She says she is giving us a fucking headache.
I have to go into her backfield. I got to look into what she done as a district attorney and as an attorney general. And for what I read, she had problems there.
She had a whole like
She
if
was-
she
she was
was about to
withholding-
get fired.
She was withholding evidence and allowing people to stay locked up longer than what they were supposed to be stayed up
The
on.
Supreme Court was saying let people out, and
Right.
she was like, no.
Right. So I mean, what we have here is an integrity issue with her.
Her character's definitely in question.
And that's if that's all we have to go that's the only thing we have to go by is what she's done.
And that's what I'm
we just
saying.
gonna
Like,
pick some random person off the street
right,
and go, hey, you should be president.
right, because that's kind of what.
If that's
we're
the case,
doing.
Big Sean's running for president.
Right.
If that's the case,
I think we would get more votes though for you. No, and see, Jordan, I'm glad you said that because I also had a conversation where somebody felt like people who supported Trump, like black people who supported Trump, had money, and I kind of giggled a little bit because I was like, first of all, I don't think it's a support issue more so than support the policies that
it's
he
the
put in place.
policies that they
It's
put
a
in place.
policy thing.
Yeah.
And people with money are a little bit more wiser because they look at policy versus people who are not as educated or don't have as much money. They're looking at how they're gonna feed themselves and they're grinding and hustling. So their mindset ain't on people who got time to, and I don't want to say time to read, but
well,
they educate themselves.
and even when those people
Chris
who,
say you got his vote. That's
oh
one.
thanks Chris, even when rich people, like, because if you look at our history, the bulk of the rich people here in America got it from the mud. So I mean, that's just the general consensus of most rich people that are out here in America. A lot of them got it from the mud, and then their children's children reap the benefits from it.
Right.
So if they got it from the mud, they had enough sense to get somebody under their belt and go, hey, what does this policy mean for me? What is this policy? How does this affect my pockets? How does this affect my family? How does this affect the food I eat? How does this affect the shots I got to take to send my kids to school,
Right.
or to get on an airplane? How does this affect us period?
Right.
The problem I'm having with Kamala is the only policy that I heard her state was a repeat of the person that's already pushing the bullshit policy we have today. So she basically restated what President Biden has already stated.
And my thing is, you've been knowing for however long that you were going to run. So why haven't you come up with something by now?
Because they thought that they were going to push Biden to the turn.
And shit. What was the other dude?
My opinion is.
So I'm not saying she's the best candidate. To me, in my opinion, she is better than Trump. I surely don't want Trump talking to world leaders. He is clueless. I feel like at least she is better educated. Trump, to me, I can't vote for it. I wish I had a better option. The only thing with Trump that when it comes to these world leaders is because he was the businessman that he is, he has a relationship with these people already. I don't think
it's just that. It's that because he's so unpredictable that they're scared of him.
Right.
And I'd rather them be fearful
than being like thinking they finna just walk all over us.
Right. Because the problem we have with Kim Jong-un is no one thinks that he's smart. They think he's crazy.
Right.
And I know that's not the case. I know he's smart.
Right.
He might act like he's crazy
because he's 48 laws of power.
Exactly.
The art of war. He's utilizing tactics and techniques that have been around for centuries to get what he needs and be left the fuck alone so he can do what he wants.
You're right, Jordan. He said the new slogan is "fuck them both."
2024, America can do better than this.
You are.
Put that on a shirt.
We can do better than this. The problem we're having is that the ones that should be in office don't have the money or the backing to get pushed like the ones that should.
That's true. That's true.
Because they don't have the money, it makes it difficult to put them in front of millions and millions of people.
Now, since we on this political thing or whatever, one of the things that I was going to bring up, going into the Sonya Massey thing, and for those who don't know, we'll break it down. to explain to you what's going on with that if you haven't been in the news lately. But it was like brought to my attention because that's what social media does. That ever since about 2012. Now I didn't get a chance to do the homework and go back far enough to see if this was indeed a trend or a cycle of some sort, but I can at least go back to 2012 and say that ever since every presidential election, a cop murders a black person
Every 4 years.
right in the middle of it. And then we get some kind of in-betweeners, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you go to
yeah.
2012, we had Trayvon Martin.
Mhm.
2016, what was it, Alton? Or
Yeah.
what is his name?
I think that's his name.
Right. 2020, George Floyd.
Floyd.
Now we have 2024, Sonya Massey.
Right.
So who will it be in 2028?
Yeah, who's it going to be in 28?
Because now I'm starting to see that there is some sort of weird ass trend here. And what I notice is that they do that, and the Democrats will put their president in front, to say, I support this, I support that, and I'm not with this, I'm against this and that,
Well,
to
they
get
go.
the
This is
black
how they
vote.
found. This is a terrible, terrible event that just happened, y'all. And Americans should not have to leave their house with the understanding that their children may not ever come home again. This is what we're going to do. We're going to ban every single gun that we have in the street, and we're going to up security in the street. We're going to put police to the action, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to cut funding here, and we're going to take this away from here, and it never fixes nothing.
Right. Because at the end of the day, I hear a lot of take, policy,
yeah.
policy,
Yeah.
rule, but I don't hear solutions.
What about less government? How about that?
How about less policies?
What about less taxes?
How about it?
Less government means less taxes.
That part right there.
Because they're only paying for government stuff.
That part right there.
Right. Then you got the crowd out there that's talking about the Project 2025 stuff. So let's limp that in the butt a little bit before we jump into Sonya
Miss Massey.
Yeah. So the Project 2025 is those statements has been written for years and years and years, and that particular document has multiple not arguments, but multiple statements from multiple
people. Yes,
like
multiple people. Just it's like a bunch of people getting together, writing their thoughts down, and putting it in one book.
Right, and it's some of it has come to policy as presidents has went by, and some of it hasn't. We all know
it's a book of ideas, is what it is.
It's a book of ideas.
It's just look at it like that way.
Right.
It's a book of ideas, and you open it up and go, "Oh, let's try to push this policy."
Right.
Remember, you could push a policy all you want, but that shit still got to get voted in.
Got to get voted in,
and that's why your local votes is important.
And like I always say, like I say this last week, and I say it this week: we don't vote for presidents; we poll for presidents.
That's it. That's all.
So it's just the popular vote. We don't get to decide who the president's going to be. Our electoral college handles that.
But we get to decide our electoral college.
We get to decide who's in the electoral college because they represent, you get representatives per state on who is supposed to represent what, and the numbers are predicated on how many people's in the state. So, and then you vote on those people who are going to represent you. Now, if you out there voting and they go vote some bullshit, well, obviously they don't need to be in that spot next year or when the next election.
That part right there, like, oh, you got to go. You didn't do anything. Think about back in school when you voted for your school elected officials or whatever.
Right.
You know, you had the posters was going around. I'm gonna make sure we got extended lunches. Right. I'm gonna make sure we get out at 2:30 instead of 3:00
every day.
Right. Like that's the same shit that we have with these elections. It's just on an adult platform. Chris says, what now? And then we gonna get back into Miss Massey.
Yeah,
my understanding on Project 2025 is it is a response to the idea that elected officials aren't really running the country. The appointed people in government are really running shit. Yeah, but we've been doing that.
Yeah,
we've been doing that. That's never been questioned at all. like I said before, here was my philosophy. They take the president, right? Once he gets sworn in, and they take him in the back of a room somewhere, and it's really dark. It's a whole bunch of people in there in suits that you can't see their faces. And then they set him down and they put him in front of a TV, and they show him, like, when JFK got assassinated,
Yep, this could
shit
be
like
you.
that, right? And they say, you get what we
This
saying
could
to
be
you,
you,
right?
homie.
Like you the face of this, but we run this shit.
Right.
Everybody saw Scandal.
Right.
We know Fitzgerald wasn't running the country. Olivia Pope's daddy was.
Right.
Like we know. So let's not get that shit twisted. But going into Miss Sonya Massey, first and foremost, respect to this woman. May she rest in peace. May her children be covered and protected in this time right now, this hard time. Sending love, peace, and blessings and condolences out to her family and friends, and may God rest her soul. Didn't know her, don't know her people, but nobody should have to die like that.
Not
like that.
Especially with her having the mental health
And
issues that she had.
so I don't know how many people has seen the video, but we were able to watch an extensive video, much longer video. It's about almost 40 minutes long, of both cameras that these officers wore. And in doing so, there was a lot of discrepancies, and you could clearly see a lot of policy that was not done, broken, where it was like, policy is you do this, policy is you do this and that. And this officer failed on numerous times. So for those who don't know,
5 hours ago, Sonya Massey's mother pleaded that she called 911 on the behalf of her daughter, knowing that she called the police to tell them that she was worried that the police might hurt her daughter, knowing that she was mentally ill. Wow. That's reported by CBS News. We're going to get into this a little bit. I'm going to try not to drag this out too long, but it does need to be looked at, and we do need to be voting better in our local elections for sheriffs and our policemen, to be doing an extensive study on who they're hiring or vetting these people properly, so we don't have any more issues like this in the future. Right. I know we can't stop it all. But what I'm saying is that they're making it too easy for these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
because I mean, this dude's history was out of this world. Like, this dude was fired 6 times previously.
6 times from
6 different
organizations,
departments.
Yeah.
This man was fired, and
then somehow he got rehired in this place.
First of all, getting fired one time, bro.
One time it
should be enough for you're a cop, dude. The fuck did you do to get fired?
Cops should not get second chances.
You don't get a second chance as a cop
to make a mistake, because a mistake can cost somebody's life.
Yeah, and see, Jordan says 2 of them were DUI.
Right, 2 of them were DUI. And the other 3 to 4 was blatant disregard of laws and what he was been mandated to do while he was out in the streets.
Right. So for those who don't know, Nat was like, and she put the years out there for that ass. For those who don't know about the story, Sonya Massey was a black woman who called the police, stating, that maybe somebody might have been in her yard, that she needed help. It was unclear as to what she needed help with, so obviously they dispatched officers to her home. One of the officers, the officer that did not shoot her, he approached the door like he had some common sense. He knocked lightly. He was patient. He was whispering, because it is nighttime. There's residents around, and wherever this community is, it was like a conglomerate of different style of living. Like across the street was like a trailer park area.
It was almost like you bought your own land and then
did what you wanted to do with it. Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me. But I don't know that neighborhood, and I'm not from Chicago. I don't know what they do in Springfield, Chicago.
It looked like it was a situation where there's a lot of people in this area. So he was being, gentle. He didn't want to wake people.
Right.
He was whispering
on the door lightly.
Yeah. He was whispering to his partner.
He was trying not to wake up the neighbors.
Right. So the partner was super aggressive You know, he banging on the door, he talking loud, he flashing his flashlight in windows. The other officer was using his flashlight, but when he got to a window, he would hold it a certain way so as to not flash the light into somebody's residence. You know what I'm saying? So you can see the difference clearly. So fast forward, she finally comes to the door. He gets on the radio and says, "Can you call her? Let her know we out here." But he makes a remark before she comes to the door, which was interesting because when you're doing a welfare check, because that's what this was, right?
It was called in as a welfare check. It wasn't called in that they should be alert or something was going on. It was called as, hey, it's 12 something in the morning. This lady called, said she heard a noise in her backyard. This was a routine welfare check that any police officer would do at that time of night, where a woman would be by herself and she called the police and said, I heard a knock in the backyard. Or
this was normal for them in that area.
Procedure for in any state.
Right.
If you work the night shift, except for, you know, Chirac,
Chicago. Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they would do a welfare check. And then that's what's going on.
Nat, I'm gonna get into that. I'm about to answer that question. Nat, hold that thought. And so, yeah, like
so do you guys want us to play the video?
Yeah,
we can talk through the video.
If you and you guys, you know,
because I have the officer, I got the officer footage, the officer cam footage.
So yeah, you can put some ones in the chat if you want us to play it and kind of go through it so you can understand what we're talking about.
Or just say yes.
But yeah. But Chris, like, yeah, okay, play the video. But
no problem, Chris. Let's see what everybody else. It's graphic. That's why I'm asking. It's very graphic.
Yeah, and it you know, we didn't want to, like, tonight we wanted to touch on this subject, but we didn't want to make this the long, drawn out, super sad situation, even though it is that.
It's a sad situation.
It's a sad situation, and it happens far too frequently.
And there's plenty of ample time that the police officer could have just said, hey, okay, ma'am, have a good night.
He had, and on this footage, you can see the opportunity that he had to walk away.
Right.
Especially knowing that she's inside her house. She wasn't coming out.
And she was safe. He already deemed
safe.
He deemed the site safe, and he stuck around longer.
Yep.
And I can't understand why.
So Sean's gonna pull it up.
Pull the video up.
I'm gonna set us up.
Second.
I'm gonna set us up while he does his thing.
You got the wrong.
I did the wrong one.
You got the hands up instead of my video.
There. Got it.
Are we on stage?
Yeah. Can you hear sound now?
Yeah.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us?
You should be able to hear us now, guys.
Okay. So
sorry about that. So this video is you can see here. It's in the Springfield, Illinois, and it happened on July 6th. July 4th was obviously 2 days before that. You're going to hear some fireworks in the background.
Right.
People still busting off fireworks. Right. That's not gunshots.
Right. And again, on this video, go ahead and play it, babe, because it's just
you guys can read as
we're talking about what's going on,
because they're gonna kind of state what happened in this thing on July 6th, basically.
So you're free to just read it as we're telling you what's going on, but you'll hear what's on the video, and then you'll see it because we're going to kind of speed through it a little bit. Like I say, the video is almost 40 minutes, and we have no plans of playing it like that through its entirety. But
yeah, we're going to try to skip through a lot of it. But
so they respond to the call, and you can see the difference between both officers. One's very aggressive, one is not.
Right. By the way, hold on, I forgot. This video was done this is a Fox News video, to give them their credit for this particular video. This is
Public domain.
public and fair use video that we're able and capable of using, and we're going to be talking about specific scenes that happen in this particular video. All right, here we go, guys.
Now, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm glad that he said that, because there was another video we were going to show you guys that actually had the audio conversations of this man, the same officer, having a talk with his captain before this incident where he was getting fired.
And it was taken down.
And it was now like you can't even find it.
Yeah, and I sent that to you earlier.
Yep.
About 1 o'clock.
No, you didn't even send it to me today. You sent it to me a few days ago, and I
okay.
emailed it to
the
Hams.
We were going to play it tonight.
Because we were going to play it for you guys. And then when I went to go check everything, it wasn't playing. I was like, wow.
Yeah, so basically someone took it down.
Yeah,
or someone was,
because it was actual audio footage of him.
Audio footage of him talking with his
yep, talking about how, you know, he fucked up, and the dude was basically like, you know what? So you can't wear this uniform no more.
Warning, y'all, this video contains graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised. So if there's any children watching right now, please go ahead and go to the restroom. Go get your your sandwich or whatever you got going on, because you're not allowed to see this part.
That part. So we'll fast forward it a little bit, but this is the aggressive officer.
Right.
His camera that you see here.
Wait, no, this is the non-aggressive officer.
Is this one? Oh, yeah,
first body cam is the non-aggressive officer.
First one is the non-aggressive officer.
Right.
And so you'll see how he does what he's supposed to do. He searches the backyard.
Just trying to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He searches the backyard.
Take it to 175.
Oh, and just kind of go through it. Oh, you just use the scroll, because you're gonna have to go back and do that every time.
Yeah, I'm just taking it faster. So he's searching the backyard right now. He's looking through the shed. He sees that the shed is locked. Nobody's in there. Is the sound on yet?
Yeah.
Now that the sound's on, I'm gonna play it normal speed. Turn it up a little bit. Okay, so they're searching the back. This is routine stuff.
I see it on the main screen.
Okay. This right here is routine stuff, guys. They look through the backyard. They do all this before they even knock on the door.
Interesting part, they did find a vehicle that had been busted up that was in her driveway. I didn't even realize that was her driveway.
She said it was her car.
Well, at first she didn't. Yeah.
First she said it wasn't her car, and she didn't know what they was talking about.
Right. You'll clearly be able to tell that this woman is not coherent. Completely.
Not that she wasn't coherent. She had mental health.
Yeah, she has mental health issues. Yeah. It's very clear. And she should have been handled quite differently at that moment.
Right.
Again, this video does have some graphic content. Things will be blurred for the most part, but viewer discretion is advised. Once again, this is a public domain video that we're using and speaking on topics. This is from, what is it? Is it Fox?
This is from Fox News.
This is from Fox News.
It's in the bottom right-hand corner. Fox News is the one that put this video out. These are the actual body cam footage
of both officers.
So you see right there's a mobile home house. Like a what they call
like a whole mobile home yard.
Yeah. And then next to them is a real house. Right here, you're gonna see that the windows are busted. Something happened to this car, pretty much.
Which my first thought process was, if she heard a noise or something, maybe that's what she heard.
Or maybe it was the fireworks she heard. You know what I'm saying?
Could be.
Yeah. So if you guys are having any mental health issues, there's places that you can call for free out there to get the help that you need.
So again, this is the more look how he knocks. This is the non-aggressive officer. Yeah. This is the non-aggressive officer. He's guy
trying to be polite. He's
respectful.
Like, I know she's scared. She called and said she was scared.
Right.
Let me knock on the door.
Let me proceed with caution, because this is a lady who's obviously alone, and it's nighttime and she's afraid.
That's the other cop coming towards her. I think that knocks loud enough for that small house.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-bedroom.
Yep, something
Yeah.
like that.
There's a bike sitting back there. Where? On the back door. I don't know if it's hers. Oh, I'll tap it.
See the difference in the knock?
And
Immediately aggressive. And watch, this dude cannot be still.
you can tell that he was annoyed as he progresses through the video.
Pretty nice in the contact list because someone threw a brick through it. You want to try and call her 17 back here and let her know we're out front?
He just asked dispatch to call to let her know that it's the police outside that's knocking on the door.
Because, you know, like most of us, we don't come.
Right.
We'd be like, nah, I ain't going to the door.
Mind you, look at the time.
Right.
The time is at the top right-hand side of this video.
I hear the phone ringing.
We don't know when the call went in yet.
You didn't see anybody out walking out with you? No,
You
not
know-
when I came in. I didn't see anybody out with you.
You know, in most cities, when you make a phone call like this, you don't get an officer until 2-3 hours later.
Right.
I hear her phone ringing and she's refusing to come to the door, so we're about to go tonight.
So he basically was telling them that he was telling dispatch they were about to leave because she wasn't answering the door.
She's dead in there.
So now you can tell he's annoyed. And he's saying slick shit that you shouldn't even say under these circumstances.
Right there, he said
Yeah,
something weird.
that's though.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's listen, Kurt. Turn that up, Vince.
She's dead in there. Oh, so
I think he said she's dead in there.
And then the guy said,
other
I
officer said,
I hope,
hope-
yeah, I sure hope not.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, though. Sheriff's office. Two houses down. I think. Oh no, it's right here.
Right, Chris, that's what we were saying.
What he said.
That it's
Right.
interesting the time, how long between the time she called and they arrived. He's like, that lady could have been asleep.
Right.
She was yelling inside. Still hold on. You coming to the door or not?
Right. Like, so that
All
right
right.
there, that's
Hurry
hella
up.
aggressive.
Especially for someone who called in.
Yeah, you're coming to the door or not, hurry up. Like, she might be being held up by the motherfucker that she actually called you on inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's very interesting. It's like the behaviors, man.
Sheriff's office. The one you called.
I'll have you down here, and I need you down here. Please don't hurt me, y'all.
Why would it hurt you? You called us.
Okay,
So what'd you hear?
somebody keeps outside my house, y'all. Please,
Is this your car over here?
please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car over here? Oh,
Please, God.
that's not your black car in the driveway?
Mm-mm,
Oh, well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody.
mm-mm.
Right? You know, we don't. We checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God, please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if y'all could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
I want you guys, I'm stopping it here, but I want you to look at her wrist here. This wrist is a hospital band right there. That's not a watch. That's a hospital ban. It's up to these two police officers to look at this situation and understand what they're dealing with. As soon as she opened the door, she was saying, "Oh,
Please
please
God,
God,
please
please God,
God,
please
please
God."
God. Right.
So obviously there's something wrong. And he's catching on to it and going, hey, he's asking these questions. Y'all continue to watch the video.
We didn't see nobody.
Yeah,
So.
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Check the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get.
I got you. All right.
Sorry.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
Huh?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
She already
No,
said
sir.
no.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Boom.
Doing
Now
all right
pause it.
mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
Pause
My
it.
medicine.
Right.
Right.
Now, when that exchange right there, anything else we can do for you? She already said no. And then he said it again. She said, no, sir, thank you. Commits to start unlocking her screen so that she can close it and go back in the house. It should have been done right then and there.
Then he already was, he can't say that he wasn't suspicious of her being mentally ill because he just said,
He just asked her, are
"Do
you
have
all
any
right
issues
mentally?
mentally?"
So now at this point, okay, you had the opportunity to leave, you didn't. But if you are going to be a caring officer and to protect and serve like you're supposed to do, you are now asking the right question. Do you have any issues mentally? So now you're suspecting something, which means you should handle this woman with caution and care.
Right.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right.
She said, I love
That's not
y'all.
your
Thank
black car,
y'all.
though. SUV? Whose is it? You don't know? If someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
And just left it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's run that.
Yeah. 19. I got a 20 clear.
Does anyone else live here with you?
Somebody else.
David Mary 43556.
You got a name? You got an idea or something? Take your name real quick. Catch this. See who we spoke to.
Remember, this is July 6th, so niggas still got fireworks.
Yeah, that's what
So they busting
busting out.
fireworks off in the background.
Cop is still over there talking to her.
Temple.
He continues to walk into her house.
Hello? Yeah, I need, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all. They're here in my house right now.
It's like she almost felt something wasn't right.
No, hold on, wait a second, sir.
The guy was like trying to get off the phone, and she said, "No, hold on, wait a second."
No, hold on.
Aggressive cop was like, "No, you can hang up." She was like, "No, hold on." So like basically, the dispatch called her back and was like, "Are you okay? They're there." And she's like, "Yeah, they're here in my house right now." And they says, "Okay, we'll go now." She said, "No, hold on, wait a second."
Right.
And she was like, "I called y'all because I need help."
Well,
And
people recognize demons when they recognize
right, so
demons.
she felt something in her spirit to someone. Right, he tried to make her get off the phone.
Wait a second, sir.
You can hang up,
Rush
Carl.
off the phone.
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang up.
Just 1 second, okay?
And you see how she was looking at him as she's saying that?
Right.
And whatever this paperwork that she was trying to find, I
She
think it was
basically
something
trying to tell him she was
that she probably has an issue. I think that's what she was looking for.
What's up?
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name.
Chris,
We
we
can
asked
get
the
out of
same
here.
question. Why did he go in the house?
Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah, it
Okay,
was
what was the damage?
a dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name?
Nah, that's crazy, Isis.
So now you guys see that she just claimed the car.
Right.
And before she stated that she didn't know what the man was talking about. That right there is another indication to let you know that this lady
Something is
doesn't have
wrong.
it all there.
Yeah.
And there's
Because at the
something going
door, whether you're nervous or not, at the door, you told me you don't know whose car that is. It was just dropped off.
on.
And now you're telling me it's your car.
right.
Right. All right. We got you, Leah.
What she
She
said.
jumped on a different platform.
Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to text.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
You have an ID? That'd make things so much easier.
All he had to do was
I
take her name.
Yeah,
Just driver's license will do, and I'll get out
that
of
was
here.
an ID was not necessary.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will
What?
get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID.
Well, let's get your ID first, and then
One task at a time here.
Okay. Let me
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
you just in that stack right
Lisa
there.
said she told her daughter she was gonna die days before this incident.
Check on her.
Let me look at this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where are you going?
Huh?
Where are you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
Nah, that's where we got.
Now watch it. Look at his hand on his gun.
Let him listen to what he's saying.
Fuck!
Maybe.
I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fuck!
Okay, now pause it. Did you hear what he told her? He
"You
said,
better fucking not."
I'll shoot you in your fucking face. That's what he
Excuse me.
said. Because she simply said, because I mean, when you look at it, all she did was pick the hot water up and proceeded to walk over wherever she was walking with
The
it.
sink's next to the
Right. So
the
that,
sink is you see where that window is right there?
yeah.
The sink is next to that window.
So the officer that's the lesser aggressor was the one that was calling himself moving back. But then the other dude responded and she's like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Like, basically, like, bro, I'm not trying to harm you. So it's, continue. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, babe.
My bad.
What's up, Todd?
Continuing the video.
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the pop!
Now that's actual water running.
Bring this
Jordan.
now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078.
That's sink water running, guys, that you hear in the background.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
Now your headshot. You're done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
Pause it. All right. So you heard the second officer, right? He shot her over hot water. Exactly. And that's why he got fired. Exactly. Y'all seeing what we're seeing. So, right. Right. Exactly, Isis. So he said to this dude, the second officer says, hey, I'm going to go get my kit. That is policy. If you are in an altercation where you fire your weapon or whatever happens after the threat is no longer a threat, you are to render aid. So that second officer was like, hey, I'm gonna go run and grab my kid. The dude that shot her, which is, what's his name? Gacy or something like that?
Sean something.
Something. Yeah, I didn't want to say his first name, but
Yeah.
he tells the officer that's going to go get the kid, nah, dude, she's done. You can forget it, basically. You broke protocol.
So what rebuke means in English is express sharp disapproval.
That's what we said, Chris. Chris said she thought she was a threat. Why did he let her go into the kitchen?
Exactly.
Same shit you said.
Express the definition of rebuke. Express sharp disapproval or criticism of someone because of their behavior or actions. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
She didn't say anything wrong.
She didn't say anything wrong. It wasn't nothing to get upset about.
Why didn't he keep her in the living room is the same question we
I
asked.
said
First
the
of
same
all,
thing, yeah.
why is you in this woman's house when that
should've-
situation
the
was
situation
already,
should've been
when
over.
you said, are you okay? And she says, I'm good. And she was trying to go back in her house.
Right.
You should have watched her close her door, said, I bid you a good night, maybe drove around the neighborhood or whatever. And yeah, Chris, exactly. This is fucked up. But you didn't do that. You chose to go in this woman's house. And
He executed this woman.
so in this scene, what you guys saw, when she went to go put the pot down, right? She went down first. When he pulled his weapon, she threw her hands up and she went down. As she went to come back up, he comes around the corner and shoots her. In the process, when she's knowing, dude, this nigga about to shoot me now, she then does proceed to like throw the water. but it was like
whether she was throwing it or
or whether
not,
she was trying
it
to
looked like
because
she
at
was trying
first
to
she
guard
was
her
trying to
face
check
with
her.
the bowl.
She was trying to protect her face,
Yeah.
so she had the pot like this, and it's really quick. But we slowed it down and watched it.
Yeah, and that's in the
And
second video.
yeah, so
So we're gonna. So you guys seen that he shot her. Listen to the things that he's saying.
that's what we said. Now
This guy should not be a cop. He should not be.
Yeah, I'm not
anything.
taking
He should be
boiling
under
water.
the jail.
Hey, look,
he said,
dude,
"Yeah, I'm not
my
taking
truck
boiling
needs
water
you.
to the head or the face."
God,
You good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What's you got? Let her-
But that's not why he went in the house.
man.
Chris.
Right.
You good? All right. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the face, and it already reached us.
What else could we do?
Well, you got a taser. You got mace. You
They
got.
got a 52 in route.
You got
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff that you could have done.
And she's only a buck, what, 15?
Less than that.
It's two of y'all.
She was,
And she called y'all.
she was only a buck 15 because she had a nightgown on.
From the head. I'll go get my med kit.
Go get
Correct,
go
Matt.
get
He
your med kit.
wasn't aggressive the whole fucking time.
We got
At all.
Hold the stop the blood.
That would have been a good reason, Chris, but you know, that's not what he even went in there for. So this officer is the secondary officer.
This is the one that had a little bit more respect for the neighborhood.
Right. And had a little bit more respect for the situation.
Right.
So right now in his element, he's trying to render aid.
So look, let me tell you guys about this. So it's police policy that if you shoot or inflict harm on someone, that you must immediately render aid. The other officer told him, I shot her in the face. Don't even worry about it.
Right, basically.
That's another reason why he should be under the jail.
Right.
I'm gonna keep playing.
Yes, Jordan, at this point, she was still breathing.
She was still breathing. Whether she was alive or not, I don't know.
Whether she was alive. Yeah. So
he's trying
to put pressure on it.
Yeah, he's trying to give her a compress to her face with a dish rag that was in the house.
And he told the other dude to go get his kit.
Right.
And you'll see on his body
You'll
cam
see how slowly
it took him for fucking ever. You'll be
Right.
able to tell from this guy's body cam because he's going to sit here for quite some time
and the reason why
trying
this
to
is,
hold her wound.
The reason why this is blurred out, obviously, because it's from Fox News and they show the whole world this stuff.
Where's he at? Come on.
See, he's like, where the fuck you at with the stuff?
Right.
The car's right outside.
Right. But you'll see on his body cam what took him so long.
She's still gasping a little bit.
We got any mess coming?
You want to hand me another rag up there? Up there, to your right. Right there.
Anything you can do before? No. All right. I'm not even gonna waste my med stuff then.
So ISIS, you're absolutely correct, and that's why we're showing you the extent of it
I'm showing
because
you the full video.
you'll see
House is clear.
how this
She was
fucked
the
with
only
this
one.
guy
Yeah.
in a few minutes.
No,
Right
she
now
had
he's still
boiling
in
water
his he's
came
still
out.
in I gotta
Boiling
try to do what I
water.
can. He's still in
Yeah.
work mode,
She
which
said
is
she
like
rebuked you in the
damn.
name of Jesus and
But
came
you'll
out with
see
boiling
where it
water.
starts
That's all
fucking
this
with
is.
him.
I'm standing right here. All right. That's where he's waiting
The man who shot this lady is a demon, and she saw it and understood what was happening, and he shot her, and he deserves to stay underneath the jail.
Yeah, for sure. And this was a situation like they fired him, immediately.
Immediately fired after watching this video.
Do you still want me holding this pressure?
Yeah. EMS is coming.
Even I think one of the I don't know if it
She's
was
still
the sergeant,
gasping.
but he was like, she tried to throw hot water on you and you shot her.
Right. Yeah.
Like, nigga, that's what we shoot niggas for. now?
First sergeant that walked in the room said, "Where's the gun?"
Yep. He said, "Where's the gun?" He was like, "There is no gun." She tried to throw hot water on me. That's why it's over here and almost got on my feet. And he was like, she tried to throw hot water on you and you shot her. And he's like, yeah. and you can hear, like, this guy says nothing. Because he says this on his body cam too.
What?
You'll hear that when he finally gets back, and you see he's still holding her.
He's still holding her. This is a long time.
This is a long time to be sitting there holding somebody
The
under
other
this
guy still
circumstances.
hasn't brought his kid back.
He ain't came back in the fucking house yet.
Yeah.
And now, mind you, shots fired. You know, there's a ton of officers outside right now.
Yeah, they're coming. They're
They're showing up,
Yeah.
but in droves.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, at one point he finally gets released when they get in there.
And EMT showed up, and then they took over the crime scene.
Try not to move that bag. We'll take her out on the backboard so we don't have to.
I need you guys over here. We need that backboard.
All right, go ahead and get that down. Get it sit up, buckles out of the way.
In the kitchen right
You
now.
guys grab the backboard.
Where's your mouse?
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Stay with him.
Yeah, it's
Usually.
she's still having no breathing. No. We'll get her on the backboard, get her in the back.
You gonna mess with my camera shot. You gonna mess with my camera shot.
Try to move that back. Check. Try to hold that back.
Him had to go to the restroom. Yeah, Chris, it's pretty bad, bro.
Yeah, you're fine. I can't feel an exit wound. I'm not sure. I haven't seen one either.
Okay. Don't move that back. Okay. Do we know what caliber weapon she shot with?
9 mil.
Okay. All right, backboard, let's go.
So I'll fast forward a little bit to where the officer that's holding her gets released, and he actually starts to go to his car. Just watch his mannerisms and watch how he, you know what I'm saying, he's responding to this whole thing.
We were trying to ID her.
I think her name is Sonya.
So this is him pretty much walking back to his car. You'll see how this shit kicks in and it affects him. And that further tells you that this was just some malicious, demonic shit. The man starts to shake. You can tell he's not all right. Though he says he's okay to a couple of people, you can tell he's not all right. Now, we understand. Love you too, Mom. But just pay attention to how he responds. His breathing. He's trying to gather himself. Now the other dude's body cam was so crazy because he was so nonchalant about it and tried to make it seem like, you know, it was just a routine shooting. I mean, what can I do? And I think at some point he realized he was in trouble. So look at his left hand. You know, he's really trying to get himself together, but this is clearly doing something to him.
I'm good.
Okay. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. All right. Thanks, so.
Yeah, we saw. That's what we mentioned earlier. Amazonian Mirage. That's what we mentioned earlier. That once he came around the corner, after he drew his weapon, and he came around the corner, at that point she's like, "Well, shit, I'm gonna protect myself, and I'm gonna, you know, throw this water." But he drew his gun before she was ever a threat. Oh, there you go. So
This is a sad situation.
yeah,
You call the police and you get a casket. That's basically what happened. You call the police and you get a casket.
and this brings me back to, you wonder why we don't call.
Right.
You wonder why we don't want to tell you why we called you, and you wonder why we don't want you knocking on our door asking us questions. You wonder why when we get pulled over, we have high anxiety and people get nervous and there's this weird exchange.
Right.
This is why.
This is why.
This right here is why. And for those who will like ask that question, stop fucking asking that question.
Yeah, because we don't see you as protectors.
You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. No, Chris, exactly. When it was time to go and she was safe, they should have left at that point, right? And then they should have called somebody else to say, hey, you might want to check on her tomorrow. You know, like I say, drive the neighborhood, circle the block to make sure it ain't nobody looking weird out there, to make sure she wasn't tripping. But you clearly can see something did spook her. And now she's just like, you know, she ain't all there. Like, leave her the fuck alone. Let her be. You get in her house, you can clearly see she's some sort of a hoarder. That's a sign of mental illness itself. Like, there were so many flags here to just say, hey, you know, let's do something different. So you can fast forward it, but you guys get it. You know, this dude, this is when I guess his sergeant comes up to him, and as he comes up to him, he tells him to turn his body cam off so they can go talk.
Good.
Here's the second body cam, guys.
So on the like you were mentioning earlier at Amazonia Mirage, on the second body cam, when he comes around like this, that's where she goes to throw the water, because she's like, why the fuck are you pursuing me with a gun in your hand?
Regardless, there was still no threat.
She still wasn't a threat.
He walked into the threat instead of staying where he was.
You're supposed to separate yourself from the threat.
Exactly. He didn't follow protocol at all. Police protocol is
baby.
Police protocol is strict. And he walked directly into the threat. He didn't have to do that.
I'm gonna go get my kid.
No, headshot, dude. She's
If you
done.
watch this whole video,
You can
you
go
know
get it, but
that
that's a headshot.
she has mental issues.
So you can fast forward it because it's disturbing for a few people. Love you too, Momo. Good night. But you can hear what he says too.
I'll go get my med kit. I mean,
You know, or this part right here where he
there's
actually
not
goes
much
out
to
to get his
do.
kit. This is what I was trying to show you guys of what he was out there doing when he's supposed to get the kit. Move your mouse. I agree about the busted up car, but that was further probable cause to suspecting that there could be somebody who was out here. So maybe this lady did hear something, you know, which should have triggered it to something else.
do we got any call history with her being 1096?
That's what I said, Chris, the headshot. Amazonia Mirage, whether it was legal or not, there's something called a force continuum. And a lady that's 115 pounds who called the police because she felt something was wrong and she's calling you for help. That's not how you handle it, by drawing your weapon. When you have pepper spray, you have tasers, you have all kind of things that you can follow what's called the force continuum. And it's in every law in every state. So it comes down to integrity and character. He already made comments that he shouldn't have made. Like this dude, this dude's history is foul. He was fired 6 times.
Just Sergeant, no. Let's just chill out here. Just Sarge right now.
Are you guys secure?
Yeah, we're secure.
Back covered?
No, it's just her in the house. She's 1096.
Yeah, 1096 is mentally unstable. Right. Or it could actually be DOA. I believe it is, yeah.
I'm not even going to waste my med stuff then.
Yeah, he's not even going to. He finally comes in with his med bag that he's not going to waste.
Yeah. He took down there
House is
What's
cleared.
the time and say
She
on
was
there?
the only one.
It took a couple minutes.
Yeah.
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah.
And then he just lied
She
right
said
there.
she was going
She
to
didn't
rebuke
come
me in the
at
name
him.
of
She was
Jesus
on
and
her
came out with
knees.
boiling water. That's what all this is. I was standing right here.
Yeah, after
That's
once
where
he
she
became a
landed.
threat, that's when she was like, "Oh shit, he's coming after me."
Just nothing right now. Just hang out there for me. Thank you.
Yeah, 96 is DOA. Yeah, I don't think it's yeah, killed in action is something else. I think.
Anything else suspect? Me.
So, but look at how they're looking at him though.
No, 1096 is mental subject
Yeah, I'm good.
in the state of Illinois.
So there you have his mental subject.
So that means he knew she was mental.
He said it multiple times.
Right. He knew she was mental and he still shot her.
Look how they looking at him though. Everybody's kind of looking at this dude like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Right.
You got enough? If not, I got to roll.
So at this point, he's cautioning off the scene. That's not how, again, protocol is broken here. The officer that was involved in the shooting is supposed to be somewhere sitting down, getting ready to be prepared to write this report.
I just around the house.
Not cautioning
Yes,
off
you
the
go inside.
scene.
Okay.
Right. And we already read the definition of rebuke to you. So she didn't say anything wrong.
That's good. Yeah.
So for the most part, this is the, pretty much the video in its entirety. If you want to watch it, I'm sure it's still up somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop
got
the
the garbage
video
cans.
feed
Yeah.
now. You want to take us back to the home screen, babe?
Yeah, I got you. Not a problem.
There we go. So at the end of the day, the lady's dead, and the officer obviously knew that she had mental issues, and he didn't handle her with care. And there's laws out there that govern people with mental issues due to the state of California killing people with mental issues. The state of California started the laws, and all the rest of the states have continued those laws and added them to their policies. He didn't follow policy. He should go to jail.
Right. He didn't follow policy at all. So this is interesting for Amazonia and Mirage. The issue was he just really bad at his job, or did he commit a murder? He said drop the pot before shooting. Instead, she came up into their line of fire and threw the pot. And I don't know what video you saw.
Pot, if she threw the pot, we would have heard it.
You would have heard the pot get thrown.
The pot was still in her hands.
So, and I don't know what video you saw. Like I said, we just played it and we slowed it down for ourselves to watch it.
And if you want the link to this video, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, so you can actually watch the full cam footage.
But despite any of that, his remark in the beginning was, "Oh yeah, you better fucking not, or I'll shoot you in the fucking face."
Right. So he wanted,
and he turned around and did just that.
Exactly what he said he was going to do.
He did exactly what he said he was going to do, and he was ready to do it before she even was a threat. He had his hand on his gun. He drew his weapon, and that's when she dropped to the floor because she's like, "Oh shit, he about to," you know what I'm saying? Then he comes around the corner to aggress this woman. And you're not supposed to do that as an officer. Once she became a threat and dropped down, they should have retreated.
I just put the link for the full video in there. If you're interested, you can go ahead and watch it on your own.
Copy it and post it or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so Chris, she was holding the pot. And the thing about it is she was holding the pot. When she went down, she was on her knees like this. And when he came around the corner with his gun still drawn, she came up and was like this with the pot and he fired. But at the end of the day, let's say it did burn you or it got on you. It's fucking hot water, bro.
First of all, he shouldn't have been that close to her.
That part, especially if you feel she's a threat.
He didn't follow protocol at all.
If you feel she's a threat, you don't aggress her. You don't
walk
into the
danger.
threat.
Yeah. Especially in a confined house. Like he didn't follow
And you knew
protocol
that
at
she
all.
was 1096 because she said it.
And what's the guy's name? Amazonian or whatever?
Amazon, I don't, what is it?
Amazonian Mirage.
Yeah.
He's a murderer and he sucks at his fucking job.
He's all of those
He's
things.
both.
And I mean, first of all, go pull up his history.
Right.
Go pull up his history. There's nothing justifiable in this situation. The second officer only pulled his weapon because the first officer did. And if you paid attention to his webcam, he wasn't just shaking up because there was, shots fired and a person just died and he was holding their head. It was more to that. And you can tell. He's like, this dude just murdered this lady, basically.
I mean, anybody would be thinking like, dude, we were supposed to do a welfare check.
We're doing a welfare check. She
chop
called
people down.
us.
Not chop motherfuckers down.
She called us
Right.
to come help her to make sure she was safe. And we kill her.
I stand with the police too. I think the police is needed. But they don't need to be killing motherfuckers. I'll tell you that. Especially with a fucking pot in
And we'll read that out. So Chris says, normally I stand with the police, but in this case, there's no defending this guy. It's not about him being good at being a cop. This guy had no business wearing that uniform. He's a fucking murderer.
He's a fucking murderer.
And that's what his captain in this other situations, it wasn't even a murder involved, but his captain was telling him, you can no longer wear my uniform. You can no longer wear my uniform. And that's the video that they took off that we had.
Yeah, we gonna see. We not the jury, and we not judges. Amazonian. Obviously, you think that him killing people was a cool thing to do, but I disagree with you.
And yeah,
that's what it is.
It may very well be that the law says water burned to the face is great bodily harm. Just like if you have AIDS and you spit on me, that's attempted murder.
Right.
So we're still talking about integrity.
We're talking about integrity.
We're talking about common sense.
We're talking about how he handled
We're talking about
public.
how you handled that situation was wrong from the time you showed up. You were aggressive. You were nasty. You were mean. You were vicious. You were demonic.
Right.
Now, it would have been one thing if she came around that corner and was like, I'm finna blase, blah, blah, blah. But that never happened. He aggressed that situation to the fact of where he killed that woman, period, point blank. And the video clearly shows that.
Right. And we're not the judge or the jury. And we hope that he gets everything that justice has to give him. And whether it be whatever it is.
Yeah, it's definitely coming because karma don't like that.
But
Chris say they should have passed this case on to another entity that could talk to her and deal with her mental issues, secure the area, make sure she's safe, and then pass it on. Exactly.
What should have happened.
That's exactly what should have happened.
He knew she was mental health when he asked her. Are you having any mental illnesses?
When he said
he
that,
knew that, and then he invited himself into her house.
For why?
For why? For what?
For fucking why? And then her mother called.
Even if he just closed the door and said, all right, have a good night, Mel, walked away and said, hey, that bitch is crazy.
Even with the pot, because they had her go into the kitchen and turn the pot of water off.
The instructed her to go in there in the kitchen.
Instead of just saying, hey, you mind if we turn this pot of water off? We don't want the house to burn down.
Right. When she was already sitting down.
So,
and the other cop was already halfway in the kitchen. He could have just said, hey,
go and she was over
off.
there sitting down in front of him trying to give him her paperwork.
She was not a threat the whole night.
Well, and I think, Dina, that's what it's coming down to.
Investigating that right now.
That's what it's coming down to. She says maybe whoever hired him should also be held responsible, and maybe they will take the job more seriously. So that's what's going on, because in his past, like this video that we were going to show y'all,
video that got mysteriously
deleted, and I can show you that it's mysteriously deleted. But that video showed him talking to, and it had the audio of his past sergeant or watch commander, whoever he was, and he was getting his ass like, I can't trust you. Your integrity is fucked up.
Right.
He was pissed off at this dude.
Right.
And he's like, you've been fired before so many times. I don't even know why he said, he even asked him, why do you think you still have a job? Yeah. He says, I don't know.
Right.
This is what the fuck he says. I don't know. Just like that, nonchalantly.
Chris, his time to do that was when he was at the front door and he asked her, did she have any mental illness? He should have said, called dispatch and said, hey, do we have any 1096 on this particular resident? and then let them decide
whether he should have entered or not.
Exactly.
Because the mother called.
He's been known 6 times prior to this to not follow protocol at all. So he should go to jail and he should stay under there until somebody figure out that they want to let him out or not.
Mm-hmm. And like Sean said earlier, he just found out a few hours ago that the mother released a statement saying, I called numerous times to inform them that my daughter is mental ill. You know, I don't want the cops killing her. And look what the fuck happened.
Jordan said, it's the good old boy club. That's why he kept getting hired at police stations.
And in this particular situation, that holds a lot of truth, because wasn't his was it?
From what I'm hearing speculation. I don't know how true this is.
Yeah, we haven't confirmed this.
His father-in-law was the chief of police
prior
of the place that he got recently hired. Well, so the county sheriff's office that he works for, he was hired by his father-in-law. And then when the new chief came on, obviously they ain't gonna fire him until he does something wrong. But that's pretty much how he got on to this particular job.
Yeah.
But that's speculation. I don't have facts on that, guys. Only thing I have is this video that we just watched.
And Chris, now say it again for the people in the back. This is a public trust issue. Police officers have to maintain a certain level of integrity beyond that of the average citizen. That's what you signed up for. You took an oath.
That's what you sign up for. You don't sign up to decide to kill a motherfucker over trying to make some ramen noodles.
Right.
You don't fucking decide that.
That part. And and here's the thing about it. So what? You're gonna have people like Amazonian so and so that's gonna say, well, she when she picked the pot up, he had his right to pull his. Okay. What's
crazy about that is that he's looking for the way out to justify the killing instead of saying, damn, this shit was just fucked up, period.
That part.
That should have been the first thing that came out of your mouth.
That part.
Now, whether the law or a judge or a jury decides if he was wrong in that fashion, that's up to them. What you should be saying is like, damn, this whole situation is fucked up. And that's what we're saying.
Right.
This situation is fucked up.
And it's happening far too frequently. So, when people try to justify him pulling his weapon and things of that nature, the way your brain is wired is fucked up. I'm just going to be honest. You can call it what you want. If you're still listening, great. If
Especially
not, whatever.
There was no threat anywhere in that place.
The threat was him.
He was the threat.
The threat was him. Let's see, Jordan. I got to get back to what Chris said too. Jordan says, that's what I was going to say.
This is Joaquin.
Oh, is that Joaquin? Oh, my bad, Joaquin. Oh, how you doing, Joaquin? That's what I was going to say. If it's a welfare check, mental health is mentioned, the most escalation needed may have been taser at most.
Exactly. Or pepper spray.
Right. And that's what we're saying.
He should have stayed. So capstun and pepper spray has a 20-foot span. You can spray from 20 feet away. He didn't have to come around the countertop to do what he did. A taser has a 15 to 20 foot span, depending on what model you have. I don't know what model they have in that city, but he wanted to kill that lady.
No, he set out because he had too many opportunities to walk away.
Right.
He was supposed to be, he was gone, and to turn around and come back and go, do you have any mental health issues? You should nah. That's crazy. Dina says, I know I'm tired of these killings, so I know y'all tired of these killings, and I've always just wondered, when is it going to be enough to make a real change?
I don't know.
Dina.
Honestly, Dina, I don't know myself.
You know what I said, and they might, kick me off of Facebook for some time for saying it, but
say it the best way you can.
I'm gonna say it the best way I can.
Yeah.
The bloodshed that's happening, it's gonna have to be twice as much on the opposite end.
Yeah.
Before they finally go, maybe we need to leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Because when you got officers being hunted down, like we are being hunted down.
Yeah, that, and we need to be stressing these politicians out.
So you're saying he was justified in shooting her?
What?
They said, do you think he would have been justified in pepper spraying her instead of shooting her?
Yes, because she'd still be alive.
There wasn't.
The
She
preserva-
wasn't.
Hold on, babe. Hold on. This guy's got to be either retarded or do you have mental health issues?
Mm.
Because a cop's job is to preserve life. It's
At
not
all
to,
times.
It's not to kill first. A cop's job, a public servant's job is to preserve life.
Period.
What are you talking about, dude? You gotta have mental health issues.
Or you just trying to get
Or
some
you're just trying to
airtime.
bait us.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, fuck you. What I'm saying is this.
Clearly.
Is that a cop's job is to preserve life. If he's not doing that, he does not need to be a cop.
So listen, no, George said this guy is trolling y'all, and we're here for it. But here's the thing: when you use lethal force, your life or someone else's life has to be in imminent danger. If you don't know what the word means, go fucking look it up. So when you use that type of force, it has to match. Boiling hot water is not lethal force.
Especially from where he was standing. He walked closer.
Because how far can a 115-pound lady throw some boiling water and it's going to actually cause some serious damage to you? And once she throws it, what's really left? The pot? You know, what we talking about here? Adam said, laugh out loud, Sean. Fuck you. Damn right. Love you, bro.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, sorry, Facebook. But I mean, these people in this world don't understand what cops are for. Cops are for the preservation of life. They're for the preservation of community. They're supposed to walk these beats. They ain't supposed to be in no car. They supposed to be going door to door. How you doing, Mr. Cheltenham?
Right.
And I should know his name. How you doing, officer?
I'm supposed to know the motherfuckers who drive around here all the time.
Because they're supposed to be community leaders, not community killers.
Right. And like I say, guys, this dude, if they're trolling to get a reaction, that's fine. You're not going to get the reaction that you think you're going to get, though. You know what I'm saying? You might be told fuck you, and we mean that wholeheartedly.
I mean it.
But at the same token,
I mean it
if
twice.
you think we finna be all, oh, motherfucker,
no, I'm not finna trip.
That's not finna happen.
Because I just like that cop, I know there's crazy people in the world.
Yeah.
And you're sounding just like one of them.
Yeah. The thing is, you might want to consider what you say, because then, you know, people come looking for your ass.
Yeah, you never know nowadays.
Yeah, you might not want to play.
You never know nowadays.
And be the warrior.
Look, this is the bottom line. If you're going to be a cop or somebody who has authority over people, if you a demon, stay at home. Don't take the job. Don't take the job because you need the money. There's other jobs out there.
Yeah.
There's way other jobs out there that pay more than being a cop.
Yeah.
Hell, we got one of them that pays more than being a cop.
Right. Starting, ending.
Right.
Look, starting, ending. It
right.
don't matter how long you've been a motherfucking cop.
All I'm saying is, if you're going to be in a public health position where you're taking care of somebody else, it's them first, you second. And that's what you sign up for. And if you don't sign up for that, then you're a fucking idiot. God bless y'all. Protect yourself. Protect your family. I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I am one of the hams.
I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I too am one of the hams. This is the Ham Show. This is Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. We thank y'all for rocking with us.
Wednesday night, every Wednesday night, hump day at 8 p.m. Y'all chime in.
Day.
Next week, we're going to be talking about something I don't know quite yet, because I was digging into these two topics so hard, I didn't get ready for next week. But I'm sure we'll have something funny for you next week so we can lighten the load of what happened tonight.
Man.
And for all you crazy people like Amazonian, go ahead and submit yourself your ticket straight to the Straight Jacket spot, wherever that is in whatever neighborhood you live in. And go ahead and get you a nice purple fucking straight jacket and line yourself up.
Oh, they actually commented. So I agree. Preserving life should be priority. So when that in mind, I'm asking you, if this was redone, did he have reason to pepper spray her or do anything like that? Also, you're asking the question. In the force continuum, if you know what a force continuum is, you use what you have at the level of aggression that you're getting.
Right. So if she had a gun, she deserved to die.
Right. If she had a weapon and she was an imminent threat, it has to match.
The use of force has to match.
If she had a weapon and was an imminent threat to his life or his partner's life, where she could seriously like kill him, now you have the right to use lethal force. But if you pepper spray, because first you start with digression, which is verbal judo.
Right. Which
You try to talk to the person. Hey,
first thing comes out of your mouth is
I'm
I'm
gonna shoot you in the fucking face.
What you think somebody gonna do when you walk around the corner?
Listen, cop or not, if you tell me you finna shoot me in my fucking face and you proceed to come around the corner at me, what you think I'm finna do?
And look, I'm trying to leave the show and you still got me talking, goddammit.
That
Like,
part.
good night, my dude. If you want to talk, see us next week, 8 p.m.
We'll
Wednesday
be here.
night. Have a good evening.
Hey, we love y'all. Again, rest in peace to the family, to Miss Massey. Love y'all. Tune in next week. We out.